The kindest thing that can be said about Bhool Bhulaiyaa 3 is that it's unpredictable. There is little that prepares you for the climactic twist, which is in equal measure audacious and ridiculous. Well-intentioned but staged so clumsily that it fails to evoke the required empathy. But I will say, I did not see it coming.
Manju, I'm coming for you.
We're back in familiar territory. The Bhool Bhulaiyaa franchise started with the classic 1993 Malayalam film Mani Chitrataza, which was remade in Hindi in 2007. The original and the remake delivered a skillful cocktail of laughs and scares, but without paranormal activity. The fault line, which caused the leading lady to become the unhinged royal dancer Manjulika, was identified as dissociative identity disorder or DID. But with the 2022 reboot, when Anees Basmee took over the reins, the horror became real. Black magic, spirits, jump scares, ominous background music, and of course, Shreya Ghoshal's magical rendition of the song Ami Je Tomar were part of the mix along with the cheerful lowbrow humor. My favorite was Rajpal Yadav's Chote Pandit and Sanjay Mishra's Bade Pandit mistaking Manjulika to be Panditayan and asking her to make dal only to get slapped hard by the churail. In the third installment, Basmee retains the tropes of the first two Hindi films. A sprawling haveli in which one room has been locked for years because it's believed that a ghost resides there. A royal family hiding secrets. A mysterious woman named Manjulika who dances to Ami Je Tomar, and of course the atmospherics. Long empty corridors, creaking doors, arched doorways, darkened skies, spooky sounds, and enough CGI crows to populate a sequel to Alfred Hitchcock's horror classic, The Birds.
Wow. I mean, how?
Once again, Kartik Aaryan plays Rohan or Rooh Baba, a fraudulent ghostbuster who makes money by exploiting people's fear of the supernatural. He's summoned to a haveli somewhere in West Bengal. Oddly, the locals seem to recognize him. And there begins a tale that includes Punarjanam, a Raja who is poor and desperate to sell his haveli. Several characters speaking in terrible Bengali accents, sibling rivalry, and the oversized shadow of Manjulika, except that she's no longer pining for her murdered lover. Bhool Bhulaiyaa 3 doesn't work to any internal logic. The film, written by Akash Kaushik, is a slapdash assortment of jokes, scares, exposition, songs, and set pieces strung together in the hope that it'll add up to a coherent and compelling narrative. Among the highlights is the return of Vidya Balan to the franchise. Vidya's terrific performance as Avni was key to the success of the 2007 film. In the first Bhool Bhulaiyaa, Vidya plays an archaeologist who believes that she's Manjulika and eventually she tries to kill her husband. In that film, when Avni dances to Ami Je Tomar with disheveled hair, frantic eyes, and red vermilion spread across her forehead, she is chilling. In fact, Basmee has not one but two trump cards. Madhuri Dixit enters the franchise as Mandira, a potential buyer for the haveli, but clearly Mandira is hiding something. At one point, Vidya and Madhuri have this face-off in which they're ready to strangle each other. At another, they have a dance-off in the Royal Darbar. This clash of two of Hindi cinema's finest actors should have been riveting. But the screenplay is so disjointed that it's difficult for characters to make an impact. Randomly, the two are just trading barbs or giggling together maniacally, and then it's revealed to be a dream. Madhuri is billed as a special appearance, which is perhaps why the part is so underwritten that I started focusing on her expansive collection of saris and the size of her jewelry. Mandira loves dressing up. I also wondered what the late Saroj Khan might have done with an opportunity like this dance duel. The sequence has been choreographed by Chinni Prakash, and while both actors are superb, there is little memorable like the Madhuri and Aishwarya Rai Bachchan dance-off in Devdas. Mostly, Bhool Bhulaiyaa 3 lurches along. Two romantic songs are bunged in, perhaps to give Tripti Dimri something to do. Otherwise, she's mostly tasked with looking lovely. Vijay Raz and Rajesh Sharma, both actors with solid comic chops, are relegated to the ornate palatial background. Though I did smile when Raz, as the poor Raja, says he's willing to take on the ghost in the palace but not live another day in poverty. Kartik is front and center and he does it all. Being charming, funny, romancing, dancing, defeating the spooks. I like that the actor is willing to poke holes in the trend of hyper-masculine Bollywood heroes. Rohan scares easily, and just like in the second film, when things get too daunting, he tries to run away. But the copious energy he invests into the film is sabotaged by the flat writing. The jokes just aren't funny enough, though there is one killer line about Shehzada, which was one of Kartik's major flops, and the scares just aren't terrifying enough. Perhaps it's time to give Manjulika a rest. After all, there is only that far you can take a vengeful ghost and two terrific songs. If you like this review, do subscribe to the Hollywood Reporter India.